You don't have to fear it. We can edit it if we have to. And first names is
Matt and Susan.
Matt and Susan. So, well, but Susie told me that y'all be coming up, and we knowed each other's families. We was talking. I mean, we know each other without knowing each other. So, but I do appreciate y'all coming up, and just feel freedom. There's no format. Just say what you would like and comfortable as you be. Matt and Susie, you can come on up. Thank you.
Before we get started, Kevin, there's been a lot of prayer for you, my man. Even before I knew who you were and what your name was, it's kind of funny how we come full circle, how our families know each other and how we know each other now.
I appreciate that.
But, well, I'm Matt Newton. Everybody calls me Figgy, and my lovely wife Susan. I'm pretty sure everybody in this room knows us, but that's okay. It's good practice for us. So,
Yep.
You want to start? You started last time.
Okay. I grew up in church. And when I was 7, I accepted Christ to get out of going to hell. Basically, it was fire insurance. And I did not realize that it wasn't. There were signs. I strayed. I went my own way, but I didn't realize fully that I was not a Christian until Matthew and I had been married for 7 years, and I had an affair. And that's when I realized that God wasn't in control of my life. I was. And I was still holding back things. And so at that time, when Matthew found out about it, I was relieved because I wanted out of that, because I was raised better than that. And I also knew at that moment that I wanted to give God my life because I was making a mess of it. And so that's when I became a Christ follower. I had been a believer all my life. I had believed, but I didn't follow him. So I don't know if you want to
I'll give the
say anything. I don't know how to go back and forth here.
I don't know how to go back and forth either. It's okay. Most of y'all know our story already and how it played out, but there was the only reason that our marriage was saved whatsoever was because of God, and there's no question about that whatsoever in our lives. There was no months and months and months and years of rebuilding and trying to make what was right. It was just, we're going to make this work, and we're going to make it work with God on our side.
Yeah, on my end, it was a matter of immediate repentance and turning from that. And on his side, somehow, like modern day miracle, it was just the forgiveness that he gave me was undescribable.
It wasn't
Grace?
my forgiveness to
Was it
have.
more grace than maybe forgiveness at that initial?
I forgave her because Christ first forgave me.
Amen.
And there was the gentleman that it happened with, I knew him very well. And I went to a men's weekend right after that called Tres Dias, which I think most of the people in this room have been to. And a gentleman there posed the question, I know you've forgiven your wife, but have you forgiven him? That was probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. God told me to forgive her. Like, hey, if you love her and you want this to work, then you need to forgive her. Forgiving him was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do in my life. It was easy to forgive her.
That wouldn't be easy for me.
Yeah, well, it was for me. But to forgive someone who's wronged you and was someone you considered a friend, and to know that they betrayed that trust in you, it was difficult forgive something of that magnitude. I think that is somewhat grace. Because if you're harboring that hatred in your life and that anger in your soul, then you can never really truly be close to God. It's always going to fester at you, and it's going to have some separation there.
For me, like afterwards, in the healing process, I feel like we sometimes forget to talk about the healing process, but it was definitely one of those life-changing experience salvations. Like before, I would question my salvation. I don't do that anymore. Before, I'd be like, I don't really like people, and now I love people. I didn't truly love him. I didn't even know what that was. I had no idea. And now I can say I truly love him. Like, I know what that means now, because God has given me a love for him and others that I never had experienced. And he's my best friend. We never went to counseling. I don't even know if that's wise or not, but we didn't because...
I think we went to one session. And we were like, yeah.
No, with who?
No, maybe not.
No, we called and we were like, ooh, those prices, we're good. No, but we really were good, and we didn't really feel... People were telling us that we needed to go. And we were like, why? We couldn't really figure out why, but what they could do that we hadn't already done with Christ, not of ourselves, but with him. What were they going to tell us to do that we hadn't already done?
Yeah.
He had said he forgave me. He spoke those words to me. This gets me every time. when he got back from Tres Dias, he knelt down and washed my feet. And he had just found out on Wednesday. He went to Tres Dias Thursday, Friday, Saturday, came home on Sunday and washed my feet. I don't understand it still.
It wasn't me. It really wasn't. I think there's something that changes in you when you really do become a Christian. And when you truly accept Christ.
For real.
'Cause it's completely and totally life-changing. I mean, my grandfather used to tell me all the time, the other one, not Chuck, his go-to saying was, love is not a feeling, it's a choice. And a wise old, now gray-headed man repeated that to me in those moments when my faith was weak. And love was not a feeling in that. It was a choice. I could choose to love her, or I could choose to leave. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you that choice was immediately revealed to me. I left the house the day that I found out, and I had 2 guns in the truck with me, and I made it almost to the guy's house. I stopped in front of the old Square Deal Market, or what used to be the old Square Deal Market, pulled over in their parking lot, and mainly because I couldn't see the windshield, I was crying so hard, and I had to calm down a little bit so I could continue my drive, because I knew what I was about to do. And I audibly heard God's voice go, "What are you doing?" I realized in that moment that I was acting out of anger and acting out of hatred and giving all of that to him and taking that burden off of myself. Like she said, she's found joy in talking to people. I found a joy just in general. I used to be such an angry person and hated the world, and there was so much just anger in my life. And I try to make it now that everybody I meet, they're my best friend. There's no sense in being anything other than that. I try to be the most joyful person I possibly can be, and that's because Christ lives in me.
We recently celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and we did a vow renewal. Because those vows that we made originally had been broken, so we renewed them. It was beautiful. It was the perfect ceremony, I think. And it was very special to us. So.
I think that's it for us.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you all. I tell you, when I heard y'all were doing your testimony together, I mean, I had been around recovery. They started making me go to AA meetings when I was 13, so I'm 52. That tells you. But I've been actively going to recovery because I knew I needed it for over 15 years, and I'd never seen somebody doing a testimony together. So I thought, what are they going to do? But I will say that I have never heard a couple get up there and be that honest about their situation, and you could just sense it. And if there's people listening, I don't hardly ever do this on these audios, but I can't explain. I can show you the Celebrate Recovery curriculum. We can walk through cleaning up the process of your life and getting better, and it will. But I can't do or show you what Jesus Christ just did for them, that you heard them talking and telling what that happened. I can't put forgiveness in your heart. I can't make you not go with that gun. I can't make you want to wash someone's feet. I can't make you love your spouse when you didn't. I can't do them things. That is Jesus Christ's area. That's what He does. That's what He can do for you, and that I can't. And then once you get that started, then we can work on all of this other stuff with these programs and the Celebrate Recovery and the sanctification process. But wherever you're at right there, right now, it says confess with your heart and believe, confess with your mouth and believe with your heart, and you shall be saved. You know, it would be good to go tell someone that you were saved, but I don't believe you'll hardly be able to hold it back if you actually do let Jesus into your life. But no matter where you're at, right, you can do that right now, wherever you're at, and you can start having these miraculous things of forgiveness and love coming into your heart that I just can't push a button or know how to make that happen for you, other than Jesus Christ getting involved. So I don't know. I'm excited that y'all came and did that, because we've had a whole lot of talking about drugs and alcohol. We just have, and that is not all the problem that there is in this world, and there's a whole lot of the problems with relationships. Probably a lot more problem with relationships than there is with alcohol, and the drugs is just a part of the problem of these relationships. So I really feel good about what y'all did, and I thank you for doing it. And we do make sure I stop that. We do a chip system here. We kind of keep up with our sobriety time.